We're creating the ultimate AI-powered platform that puts a major record label in your pocket at 1/10 the cost. Today, we're diving right into fan segmentation improvements, social data scraping enhancements, and our progress with free trial customers. Join us today as we build the future of music marketing in public. Sid, kicking it off how I always do. In one word, how are you feeling today? And in one sentence, what do you need today?
I'm feeling hype. I need momentum. I'm keeping it consistent. Let's fucking go.
All right, we've gotten the same answer 2 weeks in a row. If we get it one more week, I'm going to learn that this question is not teaching me anything about how Sid actually feels, and I'll stop.
What? Wait, you have to answer.
I have to answer. I'm feeling recharged, and I need new MIQs or a new direction. I feel a little lost, so what I need is direction, specifically on Recoup, specifically within Recoup segment name generation, if that's still the focus. So maybe, yeah, what do I need is a little bit of direction or grounding. Diving into it, our project goal, we're trying to put a major record label in your pocket at 1/10 the cost with a full team working so that you can focus on the art. We want to make it easy for musicians and other creators to build and manage AI agents at scale on base and help musicians get paid. Our Q1 goals, we are in month 3 of Q1 goals. We have about 2 weeks left in Q1. We want to build a valuable product. We want to build something that Sid and Sweets are using on a daily basis. And those are our 2 quarter goals. Starting with our quarterly goals for valuable product. Last week, Sid said segments need to directly tie back into improving campaigns for artists and driving revenue. Segments need to have a big enough data set to move the needle. You said actual too small, segments were only limited to 100 fans, too generic, they weren't deep, and 3, not monetized, it was not clear how to monetize. On my side, I said lack of robust social data, comments were missing avatar, many social records were missing or have an accurate number of followers, many social records have an accurate bio, and all social data is missing following. I'll get started on my side. We have updated, all of this should be fixed. Comments should no longer be missing avatars. Everybody should have accurate followers, should have accurate bio. And we didn't have following before, we should now have following. So I'm gonna delete all of my feedback from last time because I fixed this in the past week. The other thing I said, lack of immediate results, build social proof and trust instead of generic thinking spinner. I agree, the social proof is important. Building a valuable product, what's missing for me? The first answer I had was content ideas, starting to auto-generate content for me, but that feels like I'm not thinking deep enough on the part of the stack that we're actually focused on. I'm starting to think it's the lack of immediate results, like being able to play with the part of the stack that we have in more diverse ways without starting at the top of the funnel. Like right now, I feel like if I want to test this, I go to the top and then I spin up a new artist. And then after we spin up the artist, it kind of stays. I feel like I'm rambling a little bit without a concrete answer. So I'll keep my answer, what I have not completed of lacking immediate results, and I'll toss it over to you to answer the question. Do you still feel like the answer you gave last week is accurate, or do you have a new answer for Q1 valuable product? What is missing for us to check that box?
I still agree. Segments needed to directly tie back to improving campaigns for artists and driving revenue. I feel like the segments that you ship today are a great improvement, a huge improvement on what they were previously. So we're getting deeper insights. I still feel like the fan segments are too small. And that we need to figure out how to do scrape followers and not just comments. And I think I think the not monetized, not clear how to monetize will be solved once we implement the opportunity sentence, or at least a portion of it.
And about the two generic, do you still feel that?
No, I don't. The new ones that you had were so much better. And I thought they were very actionable too. Like, yeah. So.
For quick reference, for anybody that's watching, here's the latest set of segments for a music group called Hip Hop Heaven.
So Hip Hop Heaven is that's from Black Flag. So they do more like a toy design. They're more like artists like that, like toy designers, graphic designer.
Middle of the night, impulse shoppers, international Kanye devotees, TikTok shopping window browsers, and then high-end plushie collectors.
Like, yeah, like see that shit's fire. Like that's
foreign language stand communities.
Yeah, we're getting much better.
Mm-hmm.
Much
and
better.
Then the point that you brought up of like, okay, we have international Kanye devotees and Kanye era nostalgists. What's the difference between those? Or what were the ones that you said?
Yeah, the bottom two, home decor hip hop fans and hip hop home furnishers.
Yeah, what's the difference between these?
It's like, yeah, how do we make our algorithm a little better so it can like combine similar ones into just one? But it's so much better. And like once we add this is the fire part, right? All right, so you have home decor hip hop fans and hip hop home furnishers, right? That's a fire segment. What's missing is instead of 7, 8, 9 people, if it had 9,000 people,
yeah,
because then you really can monetize it. Right. And then number 2 is if it had an opportunity sentence to tell the reader exactly how, one idea of exactly how to monetize it, that makes them be like, huh, I didn't think of that, but that's fucking fire. I'm gonna go do that right now. And now you have 9,000 people who you didn't know existed with an incredible way to monetize them. And I think that that's going to chef's kiss our segments.
We need more fans in the segments and an opportunity sentence. I feel like you said another point that I missed on your feedback.
Combining lookalike or similar ones.
I was thinking through how we can overcome this. I think I'm probably going to toss it to chat after this in my cursor and let it give it. But the 3 answers I'm going to set it up with will be either 1, let's update the existing prompt for generating segment names and state that each one should be unique. That way the initial prompt, we either improve the initial prompt to not do duplicates, have a verify step after we generate the segment names, have another assistant call and say, here's the segment names we've generated and here's the list. Please check for anything that needs cleaned up out of those segments and fix duplicates, delete anything that's useless, etc. So add an additional AI model call. Or in the segment groupings, say if 2 segments sound alike and one has a fan and one does not, use the one that has a fan. That way if these 2 are close, it only fills in one and then the other one would get filtered out at the end because it has 0 fans. Out of those 3 options, do you have an additional option that I haven't considered for how we can do this? Or do you have a preference on those 3? Or do you agree that I give the chat all those options and let the chat decide?
My gut is telling me number 2 is going to be the solve.
Verify step, an additional agent call?
Yeah, that like just like somebody, an additional call that can understand, oh yeah, these 2 are similar. Let's throw them together.
And then you would want that verify step to actually generate a new Okay, either a new one or rename the same.
Yeah, or just like use one of them and then put all the fans from the second one or the third one. You know, sometimes we're just considering there's only 2 here that are similar. There might be a time when there's 4 that are similar. You know? So I guess it's figuring out that what do we consider similar.
Mm-hmm. Do you think we then throw it back and make it a loop and say the verify step either returns a Boolean yes or no? If it returns a no, it needs a text-based description. If that's the case, it goes back and regenerates them. And then it kind of sticks in that loop until it passes the verify step? Or do you think it's do the first step to generate them? The second step doesn't just give feedback, but actually updates it, and then it continues without a loop?
I think continues without a loop is I'm going for. Again, I don't know though. Like I don't want to be.
These are just the questions that are popping up in my head, and now that you're getting a little technical, I'm throwing them your way.
Throw them to me, bro. Let's go. No, the reason why I say continue without a loop is because I don't want to overdo it and make it start doing too much editing. You know, when in reality, like all we really need to do is like, hip hop, home decor, hip hop fans, and hip hop home furnishings are pretty much in the same category. Mm-hmm. Let's take those 2 fans and throw them in. Throw. If there's 2 that are similar, or 3 or 4 that if they're similar, put all of the fans into the one that has the most.
Okay.
That makes you don't have to regenerate names. You don't have to do any of that.
Cool. We want more fans in the segments. We want an opportunity sentence for each of these. And we want to combine lookalikes with the new verify agent that we'll have after we generate the names. Anything else I'm missing right now off of where we're at, or am I understanding your current feedback?
That's all my feedback for the segment.
Okay. Are we good on the first goal?
The same way. I'm saying all my feedback. I wanted to hear your feedback.
I think you're right. I agree with you on your feedback. There's still refining that we can do, and I think the additional agent call for verification is good. Missing the opportunity sentence is a clear requirement that you've given me, and I still haven't implemented that. So that's clear work that needs to be done on the segment names, and this is the time to do it. More fans, you've already told me. So all these things are things that you've told me I still have not done. So this is very clear, like no need to think of new things. I still haven't cleared out the existing list of tasks. So this is already giving me a great grounding. So I'm in full agreement with what you said. Anything else you want to add on to the Q1 goal for valuable product, or are you happy with the feedback we've got documented here?
I'm good.
Next quarterly goal, Sid and Sweets use and get value on a daily basis. Sid said not. Segments need to be able to inform the client how to best grow my artist on Instagram. I want to scrape followers. How many of your followers are into AI agents versus blockchain versus music? Really understand who your followers are. Identify unique hidden fan segments. What percentage of your followers are into Polkadot, and should I be posting more or less Polkadot content? MIQ, what info can we give that nobody else has that's truly necessary? I said, it's not easy or clear how new data is captured to update my segments. New comments, new fans. How can Recoup instantly know when new data is missing, not sync to my social profile? And scrape the missing data. What's the real value add that makes you go back to check out Recoup? You want to start this one? Your feedback from last week, is it still accurate? We have not fixed it from last week, or does it need to change to answer the question, how do you use the value and get value? How do you use the product and get value from it on a daily basis?
You can delete mine.
Just delete it and you'll do a new one?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
Okay. What's your answer for how you're going to get, are you already getting value on a daily basis? And if no, what specifically is missing in order for you to get value on a daily basis out of the product?
Two things. Sid not. One, chat was broken. All my PRs are fixing it. So
chat is broken, or chat was broken?
Chat was broken. I mean, the production version right now is broken. So
chat is broken.
Chat is broken.
Can you expand on that? What does broken mean?
The navigation was buggy.
Meaning, what does buggy mean for navigation?
When I would create a chat with a second artist, it would, I mean, yeah, these are very specific, but when I would create a chat with a second artist, it would add that chat to the first artist context. The chat had no context of previous conversations. I'm sorry, of previous chat history. So it was just like a one query. Yeah, exactly. Let me look at my things. Yeah, chat. Formatting was chat response. The formatting was really hard to read. When I would ask for a report, it would like put markdown as a paragraph.
Are these bugs that currently exist, or are these bugs that you've already fixed?
Already fixed, but are not shipped. So the chat should work once we've shipped these after this call or during this call. So yeah, I wouldn't do every single one of these. I think just like the chat is broken, we need to ship we need to ship the PRs to fix it.
And once you've shipped your open PRs, you're going to put this in the past, and this
Correct.
is no longer broken?
Correct. And then
so once you ship your open PRs, your answer to this question, Sid uses the value and gets value on a daily basis, is done. You're now getting value on a daily basis.
No, but I can move on to the next reason why. You know, right now I don't have another reason other than I can't use it.
Okay. Copy. It's not okay. Anything else you want to add on your side?
Nope.
It's not easy or clear how new data is captured to update my segments. This feels like it's moving on beyond the part of the stack that we're actually on. Use and get value on a daily basis. Scraping all my followers is a good one. I don't, yeah, just scraping all my followers is a good one. Need to scrape all followers to have more data, thus better segments. MIQ, how can Recoup scrape 100% of an artist's followers list on Instagram? Do we agree that Instagram is the single most important, and if we only get one done, Instagram is where we're going to get the best return on investment?
I'm sorry, you broke up. Say it one more time.
Are we in agreement that Instagram is our most important client, and if we only get followers from Instagram, that is going to have the highest return on investment?
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay, then I'll try to focus on that. MIQ part 2, how can I overcome Instagram IP blocking and authorization blockers for getting follower lists? Examples might be Puppeteer. Examples might be browser base. Could be Apify. I don't think there's an.
Ooh, someone's scared and scan the QR code.
We got a QR scan and we're at 600, so I think we got a base retweet or a Jesse retweet. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, base, for giving us more visibility. And if you're the person that scanned the QR, let us know what your handle is and we'll reach out to you and try to get you some free credits. Thank you for engaging and scanning and trying out the product. Puppeteer, browser base. So there's like browser based ways that we could try to go around it. Browser base. Whoa. browser manipulation, Puppeteer and browser base. There's scraping tools like Apify, which I don't think there's an agent for this. There's what's it called? Smart Proxy, I think. Smart Proxy is a tool that will like proxy all of our requests. And so if we have a valid request that gets followers, we can do that to avoid the avoid IP detection, but that does not fix our authorization blocker.
We could just have the user sign into their Instagram.
We could use official Instagram API. That's probably the most promising solution if we're okay with adding that step of needing people to potentially sign in. So I'll move that up to the top if that's a solution you're okay with.
I would put it number 2 because it adds a hurdle to the user, because that means that they would need, let's say they're a music marketer who doesn't have the password to their artist's Instagram account. It's a potential blocker, but if you think it's better than scraping tools, like, you know, then we know it'll work if they sign into Instagram, we'll be able to get their followers like list, right? So
okay, and in that case, this week I'll stay focused on these other ones, and after this week we'll check in again if we want to push Instagram to the top or keep.
Okay.
Okay, moving into the next one, monthly goals for March. We have 2 weeks left in March, I believe. You want to mute yourself or shut your door?
Do you hear dog?
I do hear the dogs.
Okay, hold on. Let me mute myself. Give me a sec. Okay, go ahead.
Monthly goals for March. We've got 2 weeks left in March. We have one goal. We have one goal for March, and it's convert free trial to paid customers. 4 points underneath converting free trial to paid customers, scraping all the data, segment name generation, make sure artist segments are valuable, make sure segment chat and recent chats work, connect artists to user accounts, and set up follow-up meeting for onboarding call. This list should follow the onboarding process and how we onboard new artists, which allows us to focus first on the lowest part of the stack. Scraping, we were missing fields, needed to be verified. Fans page should be looking good. Just to verify, let's check out Hip Hop Heaven. Let's go to their fans page. I have not done new scraping with Hip Hop fans, so they might be missing stuff. It might be best for me to test a newer account, but let's just see what they look like. Yeah, they're missing stuff because I've not scraped them. Let me check a newer account that I have scraped. Barbara from Shark Tank has a whole bunch of PFPs. We know all their accounts. It's sorting them in order of number of followers. So your highest number of followers, another Shark Tank host, I believe, is up at the top. And then you can see for some of these newer accounts, there's 6 accounts that we haven't actually gotten data for out of probably about 1,000 that we do. So our success rate of scraping and actually getting profiles has gone from 50% to 95+%. So I'm much happier with our scraping of new data. And then it opens up the question for people like Hip Hop Heaven, whose data is out of date. That was going back to my other question. How do we continue to have it update? But that's further down the line for now. I would say that this is done and verified. Sid said followers are not scraped, so we're not scraping all the data. Do we want to change it from missing fields to missing followers?
Yeah.
Okay.
I also kind of love the way we set it up right now, because now it's going to be really easy for you once you figure out scraping followers to separate them between fans and followers, because you already are scraping fans.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so like it's going to be so easy for us to display. I just love the idea of like, here's all of you have 13% of your fans, or 13% of your followers are fans. because they've commented, they've liked, they've done something. It's really just an engagement rate, but
All customers are just enterprise, only one handle for Dasha. We wanted to update our numbers. I'm thinking what
we could delete the only one handle for Dasha because
where I'm leaning towards is for videos, scrape first 9. The first 9 is your first 3 rows on your Instagram profile. And for me, that's like, those are your videos. Everything else is too old. Scrape the first 9, and inside of those 9, get every comment for every single video that we scrape. That way we keep it limited to the latest 9. And then for every artist that we scrape all of the comments. And our charge rate for comments is $2.50 per 1,000 comments. So if we have, on my videos, we'll be able to scrape all of my videos, get all of my comments, and it's not going to hit that limit. For Barbara from Shark Tank, we might hit it, but we will at least get more data. What are your thoughts on that being what we do? 9 videos for each of those, no limit on the comments. Get 100% of the comments, but only the latest 9 videos.
I'm more actually, this is a fun part, Sweets. This is a fun part. Where is the value lie in a fan's profile to give us accurate understanding of who they are, what they care about? Is the value lie? I agree with, we're already scraping their bio. So one, that's a good one. The second one is I agree. The last 9 posts. The third is their comments on those videos or images going to add more value, or is our time better spent on making sure that the LLM understands the context of the video itself or image? Do you understand what I'm saying?
When you're are you talking right now about scraping fans or about scraping artists?
Fans.
Because right now we're not scraping videos from fans' profiles. So the conversation you're going down is not something that we have. If we want that, that is a different conversation that I'm talking about right now. Happy to open it. Just want to make sure that we're on the same page, that we're not talking about the same thing.
Okay, sorry. You're talking about scraping the first 9 videos
of the artist.
And
then getting all of the comments in those videos.
As opposed to what we're
right
doing
now. We're scraping, I want to say it's like 11 videos. I don't know what our actual limit is. We have some number of videos and we have some number of comments. I'm recommending remove limit on comments, keep number on videos, and change whatever our hard-coded limit is on videos to 9.
What is the value of that we're getting from the scrape? Like by scraping that information, what are you able to do with it?
That's how we generate segments. We generate segment names from comments. So Sid told me we don't have enough data to make it valuable. And so expanding it to 1,000 means more data, which answers Sid's question of more data equals more valuable. Am I misunderstanding your feedback?
Yeah, when I say more fans, I'm sorry, when I say expand, I mean to followers, not more comments. Does that make sense?
Okay, so you would like to focus on followers and exclusively followers. Nothing else matters right now. We're going to focus on follower scraping.
Yeah, I would focus on follower scraping more so than
moving on.
Yeah, cool.
Scrape all data. We need follower scrape. That's the only thing. If we do that, scraping is going to be considered complete. Segment name generation problems too small, limited to 100 fans. too small. We don't care about that anymore. We care about missing followers. Too general, not deep insights, needs to be more niche, not monetized. I'm going to delete number 2 and change number 3 to missing opportunity.
Yeah.
Missing opportunity. Well, we already have it down there as add opportunity. And let me just move this then.
Yeah, just delete that shit.
We'll move. Can I move all of it as a subpoint? Look at that. Okay. Segment name generation, missing followers, and missing opportunity.
Yep.
If you have all the followers and there's an opportunity attached with each segment, segment name generation will be considered complete.
Yep.
Or I guess phrased a different way, what else, if we fix those, what else will be remaining to properly complete segment name generation?
Nothing.
For
Unless
now,
you get,
nothing we
unless-
can think of. No, for now. 2 steps ahead. If we try to think too far, we're planning things for invalid moves.
Yeah.
Make sure artist segments are valuable.
That's
Do you want to
what-
expand on this one or do we delete it?
Delete it.
Make sure segment chat and recent chats work. Is that still here? This is your, now we're getting into your side of the tech.
Once PRs are shipped, then that should work.
You sure there's nothing else you can visualize? You sure there's nothing else you can visualize right now in terms of make sure segment chats and recent chats work outside of your existing list? Just doing a one last try. I don't need to think too hard. But.
Make sure it's not. Let me look. Give me a second.
You want to share screen and show us?
Yep. Can you see my screen?
Yep. We got a comment.
We got a comment.
Yeah, we'll look at it after you're done with your screen sharing.
Okay, cool. So these are all the P0s. Actually, let me pull up. Oh no, I have one more P0 that wait. That's not really P0. Okay, cool. So we got all of our P0s done. The last one that I've marked as a P0, I don't know if you actually count it as a P0, but it's just we're not streaming responses. Right now, we just kind of, it waits and is thinking and then delivers the entire response. Expected is streaming the tokens. That's the only PR that I don't have open that I need to still edit. That this one is this is a ticket for just to improve cursor. And then this was a P1 and then I moved it to a P0 because it's kind of like the next thing once I get everything working is to start implementing chat analytics so we can like very easily understand just understand what's going on in the chat so we can build features around that.
I agree with your note. It requires more research.
Yeah.
Because an idea I have is like allowing that to be an agent inside of our Slack channel, and the agent just makes a query to our Supabase and shares the data inside of Slack. So I'd love to talk with you more about that when you actually get to implementing or into the like defining that further.
I love that idea. Yeah, as I'm just thinking, like, so I have two around this. One is implementing the chat analytics data collection, which we're kind of already collecting.
Yeah, inside of the rooms and memories table, right?
Yeah, but then the question is then create chat usage insights dashboard, right? And so like, how do we easily and quickly know what people are asking, who's asking for what, what are the most requested asks, where are things failing, So we can build, like, we don't have to get on calls with customers to ask them what do they want us to build. We can just,
And how are they using it, right?
yeah, we just see, the most requested question is like, what are my followers doing this week or whatever? And okay,
Right.
cool. How do we expand on that? But I love the idea of like, integrating into a Slack. I actually, I didn't ship this as a ticket because it was a kind of a side quest this weekend, but I created an
MCP server
server for Slack and connected it to our Slack channel
with your cursor.
I just created the app so that we can start to build the server out.
Okay.
So the app is there, so it's easily connectable to a server once we start building that.
Copy.
All right. Anyways, I'm going back to this. So your question was,
What else is missing once we ship your existing list of tickets, what else is missing such that segment chat and recent chats work? Do you want to jump over to the live app and look at segment chats and recent chats and show us, just play around with it for a second, and all the PRs that you have and all the tickets you've defined. My main question is just like, are there any other big blocks of work inside of make sure segment chats and recent chats work that we have not already defined that we want to at least talk about and throw on stream so that we plant the seed in your head? And
yes, there is one actually. And it is, after messing with segments, let's do support. Oh, are you kidding me? Let me pull up a different profile so that I'm already signed in. All right, let's see if this one works too. After checking this out, what I realized is the more context segment chats have about the artist and the segment, the better responses that we get. Mm-hmm. So right now, the only tool call that we have is fans.
Get segment fans specifically.
Yeah, and so I want to add a way to include the report so it has all of this information when we're talking with it.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and then I'm thinking of a way to, upon addition of an artist, do a deep research report on that artist. And then take that report, that deep research report, and put it into some kind of knowledge base for the artist. So the context around the chat always has the context of who this artist is in depth, and then what the report is, or what the fan segment is that they're talking about. So just, more context awareness for the segment report and the artist that we're talking about. I'm just realizing the more context we can give this thing, the better the chats become.
To a certain level. You don't want to give it all the info in the world and then it just hallucinates because it doesn't know what info you want to pick out specifically. I do agree that I would phrase it as we want to give it better tools so that the agent has more in its toolkit to pick from of which data it wants to pull.
Correct.
The tools that I wrote down, I took what you said and I wrote, we want more tools. The first tool that you said is get segment report. That allows our agent to at any time pull the report HTML and include that in its context for the answer. I also pulled get artist research, which would get from our database the existing artist research if it exists. And then another one of create artist research, which would be in the part that you said of I create a new artist, or whenever you want to throw that in. It can also be a tool call that would then trigger the agent to do research, and it would probably be an async thing because it's going to need time to really go out and do that research.
Agreed. But
do you agree with those tools? Are there other tools that you think I'm missing, or do you want to stop sharing and swip art?
Yeah, I'll stop sharing. And I think, like, this is the thing. I agree with you that we should mostly try to frame everything around tool calling. But my question that I haven't answered yet is, what context does the what context should always be there when you're when you have an artist selected? Like, where it wouldn't need to call a tool. It's just like, okay, I'm in Teddy Swims, and so anything I ask about this artist, like it has these, it just, the context is, the element always has this context, just in case it doesn't call the right tool or it doesn't do this. We always know this information. And I guess it's like a juggle factor of like, what does the LLM already know, like, and already have, versus what is information that it doesn't have from when it was trained, you know, like new songs or anything like that. But I agree with you, where like we should try to frame everything as much as possible around tool calls before just adding more context window and knowledge bases.
I agree 100%. Make sure segment chat and recent chat work. Are you happy with how I've documented? Is there, rather than are you happy? What is missing from the list that I've written down to properly set you up for success to complete this task next week of making sure segment chats and recent chats work?
No, this is good.
Streaming response, anything what is missing?
More tools, streaming response. That's it.
Okay.
For making sure it works, that's it.
Connecting artist to user accounts. I believe this is for our free trials, so that after you white glove on board, you can give them a fully loaded in account. Is that accurate?
Yep.
Are we focusing on this right now, or have we already embodied the next two steps on the chessboard, and let's focus on that?
Focus on that.
Copy. Sid's MIQ, what context should always be included in a chat if you have selected an artist? Is that accurate, or do you want to change your MIQ for this section?
No, I like that MIQ. It's a good MIQ.
Okay, my MIQ is probably going to be, how do I scrape followers? Sweets. What is the most robust way to scrape Instagram followers? IP blocking and authorization requirements. Authentication is who are you? Authorization is what are you allowed to do? We care about authorization. That's my question. Ready to move on?
Yep.
That was 3, our monthly goals. Now we're coming into our free trials. Free trials, Sid built the tool. I think now we go into your founders dashboard.
You want me to share? Or you want to share?
I'll share. You built it. Let me demo what you built. Founders. Any changes since the last time we've shared this dashboard? I love these photos. Personally, I love seeing the photos in there.
No, I love it too. We got to figure out a way to like make it. We got to make it into a. Well, actually, can you do me a quick favor? Can you, while we're on the topic of you loving design, can you open up our Recoup chat root page? So just like the home page of the chat. Okay, cool. Now can you open up side next to it, Claude? And I want you to, this is kind of where I'm thinking of how to implement what you were saying, like where more social proof and the PFPs and just like showing that we have all of this stuff. Oh, yours looks different. Oh, no, it doesn't. So like you see how their homepage, it has the main chat window, but then it has a section under it with product updates, and then it has a section under it with recent chats. So they're splitting up their homepage into almost like a dashboard for you, but it's very minimal. And so what I've been thinking is, okay, cool. How do we make a similar kind of dashboard as the root page where it has the text input, but under the text input, we could put, here's a bunch of PFPs that you have that we've captured. Like here's one of the fan segments that we just identified, like just more info to make this more like a home page type thing than just a text input box.
I like that idea. expanding the homepage with more details. Free trials. Sid built a tool. We're on the tool. Where do we go from here? I go to dashboard maybe? No,
Sales pipeline. Cool.
Oh,
So,
it throws a caution icon.
Yeah, those are cautioning it if we haven't updated it in 2 weeks.
Last March 2nd. Yep, it's been 15 days, just over 2 weeks.
Which is great. So that means that we got
close date. This has already been closed, so I'll mark it as March 1st because we started at the start of this month. Last contact date, I reached out to them last week. I sent you the Telegram chat where they said that they wanted to extend. They were confident they wanted to extend. I'll mark it as the 13th.
Nice.
Dan Kim confirmed Coinbase will extend through April 2025 with hints for long-term tasks. I'll just save it. I'm at least making an update. We've gotten rid of the thing now. I'll let you drive a little bit. I updated the Coinbase. What else you want to look at or talk about in this section?
I will update everything else, but I'll quickly run through it. Good talk. That was he was the user that hit me up when we did the Superbase issue, and so he's actively using it, and so my plan is once our PRs get shipped and our segments get shipped, which he already did, so within the next day or two, set up a meeting with him to have another product talk and walk him through everything, all the new changes, everything, the updates.
Love it. Okay, so that's good talk.
6 cents.
Hey, why didn't it? It's still giving my try. I'll let you fix that.
Yeah, I'll fix all that. 6 cents. Same thing. I'm just gonna hit them up when we fix everything. Icon breaking is keys. Okay, so the top 3 are the smaller accounts that I'm gonna hit up, and
you want to move them higher?
I have to. Yeah, I haven't shipped that yet. The
changing ordering.
Yeah, ordering yet. That's okay. On my list.
So these bottom 2 are where we really want to focus right now. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 RPM and black flag. I'm waiting until we get followers, scraping followers. Once we hit everything on the list from this week. So the goal is by Friday. I can hit them up and say, chat works. We're scraping followers. We're getting an opportunity statement. Let's set up a call to onboard them next week. To onboard their team accounts.
Mm-hmm. So both of those, you're waiting on followers to be implemented.
Followers and the PR ships that I have to do the finish.
Copy.
I'm sorry, followers and opportunity statement.
Okay.
We're good. Those are the main things because those are our free trials, and the main goal this next month, or I believe it was this month's goal, is how do we convert our free trial users to paid customers? And so focusing on that yellow tab.
Yep, agreed. Anything to call out in this tab, or is everybody solid? Coinbase is solid. The other one's good. 300 in a
we have a new indie artist, or 2 maybe, I think, actually. But we're not super focused on them, but that's cool. And I have a call with 300 this week to update them. So yeah, I'll have more information on Friday with paying customers.
Awesome. Free trial, criteria, roster size, willingness to use the product, customers, 1 RPM, bigger roster, Okay, last time we were mostly focused on documenting them. Anything you want to change in here, or just keep moving on?
Keep moving on. We're good.
Okay, weekly goals. Let's try copying these and move them up. Okay, your goals, artist home navigation. You shipped that already?
Yeah.
I don't remember what that was. Recent chats display, is this done?
No. That's a
New artist creation?
yes.
What is that?
That was being able to create a new artist. I think there was a bug last time.
Okay. Segment reports?
We're good on that.
Well, what changed? What was not good and what is now good?
I think a lot of it had to do with the rooms, the artists and rooms and memories and that whole thing. And once we shipped those three, a lot of these got worked out. The segment reports were better. The suggestion boxes, we already fixed that.
We fixed the suggestion boxes?
I believe we did in one of the other PRs. That was just the mobile suggestion boxes were like overlapping.
Okay. Segment groups?
I don't know what segment groups are. I think that's what we just discussed, right? I don't know why it was on my weekly goals.
I don't know. I don't know the details of these. I wrote down what you said, but I don't know the details of.
All right, delete segment groups. I mean, delete the ones that are and segment groups. Delete that shit. We'll just go off my linear tickets because now I'm more linear.
Okay, on my side, I did build out the fans page. I do think the fans page is an awesome addition for me to be able to understand how many of the fans we've scraped that have full info and how many are we missing. I thought this was a great idea for us to build a visual UI to be able to verify the data that exists in our backend so that we don't have to go into Supabase and manually run queries to try to figure out if everything's working properly.
Agreed.
Scrape followers, have not done that on any of them. Support designs for, why are these scratched out? Were they scratched out down below? No, I didn't have them. It was just fans and then scrape followers. Fans and scrape followers, these weren't here. Fans I tried scraping followers. I started to get it into a prototype stage, and then when I tried to switch over to an official account, that was when I got authentication errors. Instagram tried popping up details on our phones, and that caused us issues, which is one of the reasons why we have not been able to get followers, because Instagram is very poopy about public access to the data. I'm going to ignore Twitter and TikTok. We're only focused on Instagram. But I got fans done, and now we'll be on scraping profiles.
Fuck
Okay.
yeah.
Let's go in. Anything else for weekly goals? For last week's goals?
Last week's goals were good.
Okay, let's quickly check over linear. How are we doing time-wise? About 7 minutes.
Dude, also, linear's so good.
It's a great user experience. It's a great human experience.
Yeah, bro. So good.
Recoup. Okay. I moved scraping improvements into in process, but now I'll move it back and we'll say followers. I think I'm actually going to delete this ticket. Well, I'll move it into done, and then I'll make a new one for scraping followers.
Cool.
Scrape followers. We've exceeded the issue limit.
Nice.
That means it's time for me to start deleting. This is the difference between Recoup and Coop Rex. Recoup Recs paid when they hit the limit, and they're paying whatever they pay. When I hit the limit, delete tickets to bring us back down into the free tier.
Let's do it.
You judge whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just stating observations. Okay, segment name generation is now using LangGraph. Segment name generation is using social data. We were missing following. We now have following. Our Weave uploads are now parallelized for faster uploads. Remove the limits on getting of profiles. Supabase artist ID was migrated. Supabase migration file SID moved over to the new Recoup repo. Apify agent run tracking, don't remember what that was. Apify is scraping profiles for Instagram. API, we've added post pagination and limitation to those APIs. I built out for Coinbase, I built out the faucet integration. API fans, pagination press limits. This is new parameters for our existing APIs that allow developers that are building on top of Recoup to have more control for faster requests. Coinbase, we made an endpoint that allows you to spin up a new smart wallet. Added a README to our Coinbase repo, more API parameters, smart wallet creation inside of the Coinbase repo, the fans page inside of Recoup, scraping improvements just got moved to done as a meta ticket. We now can create new tickets. I'll need to still clear out more later, but at least we have a little bit more bandwidth. Simple chat, did it get rid of it? Yeah, I wasn't able to create it. We want follower scraping. Scrape followers, assign it to myself, and now we can create more issues. So
nice.
If you're using Linear and you have hit the upper bound and they're trying to get you to pay thousands of dollars a month and you don't have or want to spend thousands of dollars a month, go down to your existing tickets, delete them until you've gone down underneath the limit. And that is my hack for how you can continue to stay inside of the free tier of Linear, inviting as many collaborators as you want without paying them a dime. Hopefully Opus clips that into a little short. What else can we delete from here, or what else do we want to manipulate in here? Let me talk through my tasks first. Chat improvement is not me. Segment generation is me. Is anything in here still be needing done? Fan segment grouping, LangChain. I'm going to delete this for now. I was trying to do it, and then I sent it to you. We hit a rate limit, not enforced by the amount of billing, but it's just, I guess, a global Claude has a limit for the max number of tokens. So for now, we'll keep the generation of segment names is using Claude 3.7. The grouping of fans into those segments is using ChatGPT 3.5 or whatever I think it's 4.0 mini. We're using 4.0 mini. And I'm going to keep it there, and I'm going to delete this card. You okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Keep it there because we hit the limit. No, where you take a knee, a little bit slow. Segment generation, delete. Yep. What else is me? That's you. Segment chats. I believe this is also you. On chat, send disable. I wrote this. You're now taking chat stuff, so I'll delete this and let you handle that. Scrape followers is my new ticket. Documentation improvements is SID. Simple chat.
Okay.
You've assigned it. What's your question? Unable to add is still a bug, but I'm going to delete. Yeah, go ahead. What's your question?
Can we add multiple people to epics, or should we just have one owner of an epic?
In Linear, it looks like you can only assign one.
Okay. All right, then, yeah, just keep me.
Deleting simple chat bugs. The bug is that I still can't delete artists. I delete them and they looks like they disappear, but then when I refresh, they're still there. I'm not focused on front-end UI. I originally gave this to Jad. We're currently not bringing Jad onto the product. I'm stating it out loud so that you, who's currently building out the front end, can know that this bug exists. Deleting it because it's not either of our priority. Coinbase is still a priority for me. Create a collectible on in process is one. I would like to P1. This is the last thing, and then I'll jump over to you for deleting. P1, I want to be able to do Paymaster plus smart wallets. And I'm going to make that my top priority. Let's go back to yours. Go ahead and start grooming your side. What do you want to drill into? The goal is to delete as many tasks as we can so that we have a fresh, empty board. Less is more. Less tickets in our backlog creates more space for us to do new tasks in the coming week.
Okay, wait. Explain to me what you mean by less tickets in our backlog.
Less tickets in our backlog that are just sitting here taking up space is less things sitting in the back of our mind saying this still needs to get done. Less things weighing heavily on our mind creates more lightness and more space that allows us to ask what's next and fill it in with new tasks instead of constantly thinking, oh, wow, we still have 150 things sitting in the backlog. There's no space for me to think of new things.
Okay, can I show you something though? Because this is kind of how I've been doing it.
Okay, stop sharing.
And I could be wrong here, so I would love to get your opinion. Let me find linear real quick. Can you see my linear?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I overloaded my linear with as many ideas as possible. After doing like a hour-long conversation back and forth with Claude about all the things that I wish the chat did. And then I had it split up into, linear tickets, and then had it split it up even to more, et cetera. And then I organized it P1, P2, P3, et cetera. And so what I've been doing is just filtering it by priority as urgent, and only P0s are urgent, and just kind of keeping it like this throughout the week. And then if I think of an idea, I'll be like, all right, is that an urgent idea? If not, if I don't have to do it this week, then I'll like throw it in a ticket, but like as a P3 or P2 or whatever. Is that okay? Or would you rather delete all of these? The only reason why I am worried about deleting this stuff is because
You think you're going to need it one day.
Correct.
But you aren't going to need it. Yagni. Like Josh Waitskinner, the chess master, said, you think a good chess master is thinking 50 moves out. Like you're saying, I've defined all the things I want to do. But in reality, move 2 is invalid. And so the other 48 things you have in there, you're actually not going to get around to. The most important thing, your next 2 things, are drastically going to change what you think is needed. And so all this entire backlog, you're probably not going to, my thinking is you're probably not going to implement 99% of it. It sounds like right now you're already filtering it out to only do the P0s. My question to you, why are we even defining P1s and P2s if you're only opening up the board and looking at the P0s? Why not just delete the P1s and P2s?
I'll give you an example. So documenting the user journey, something that the reason why I wrote this one is because I'm constantly telling Cursor what the user journey is, and it's taking up 10 minutes of my time every time I'm doing a ticket. So my thought is, all right, cool. Let me just once and for all document it so I don't have to continuously repeat myself, and take up 4 hours of my time every week explaining to Cursor what our user journey is, right? If I deleted this, it definitely won't be a P0. Until it frustrates me enough. And so my thought process
and then it comes back. So that's the thinking is, if it's important, it's going to come back. If it's not important, you're never going to think of it again. And then thank God we deleted it today so that it stops weighing heavily on your mind. Right now it's sitting there and you're like, okay, I want it to stay as this note in the back of my head. And you're under the presumption that, yes, I want a million notes sitting in the back of my head. And that is not weighing you down and slowing you down, is your current thinking. Correct. My thinking is every additional thing that's sitting in your mind is weighing you down and not giving you space to focus on what is actually important. So I'm fine with us just disagreeing. One of the core tenets of Amazon is have a backbone and disagree. And so if you want to keep it, we don't need to keep talking about it, and we can just have the understanding that you and I are not on the same page with backlog management, and I'm fine with that. As long as we're not paying for the service, like I'm fine with it. These are your tickets, and I'm happy with you having the space to drive the linear as you want, so that I'm not the dictator saying how everything has to be done.
Okay, cool. I'm cool with that too. And I want to consider the alternative. So let me live with the idea of not having everything. Oh, here, let me live with the idea of not having everything there, because I've been living with it for the first 6 months without linear, so we should be all right. But other than that, once we get through the PRs, then everything should be updated, and I just need to hit my P0s today. And I just might need a little bit of fun over the streaming situation.
Okay, the current step in our weekly goal is grooming the backlog. I groomed my side. It sounds like you have no grooming you would like to do on your side. Is that correct? Are you ready to move on?
Yeah.
Okay. Scrape, linear reflect, delete weekly ship tickets. We deleted the shipped. I deleted non-priorities. Now we're going into weekly goals for this week. I'll start with mine. Scrape. This will be my biggest goal. Scrape Instagram followers. I'll make this my top priority. Segments, opportunity, sentence, and segment. Well, this will be segment names, just to clarify which of the two AI model calls. Segment names, combine lookalikes. On your side, what are your weekly goals?
My weekly goal is to fix chat responses to stream text. It is to identify any other specific product issues that would prevent our free trial users from converting to paid customers. And then the third one is to reach out to free trial users to set up calls for next week for onboarding.
You said to schedule what?
Schedule onboarding.
What's missing?
Fix chat responses to stream text. The only thing that's missing, let me go to my P2, my P1s. I don't know if I'm going to get to it, but I'm going to try to fix the evaluation system. I think that is step one of getting our chat insights dashboard working. Is that something, let me ask you that, that's a good question. Is this something that we should bring Ziad into because he set it up, or should I just try to figure this out?
No, I think one of the flaws I made was giving Jad prototype work. And I think what I'm learning is it is very important for one of us to have the base level understanding of how we built these things. And if we give Jad prototype work, we, one, will not understand it. Two, we will accrue tech debt from the lack of understanding that you and I will manually need to go into do later. So I don't understand how the evals work. I didn't make any architectural decisions in how they worked. And now we have a broken eval system. I don't know how to fix it. I recommend one of us builds the eval system that we actually want so that one, we understand it, two, we appreciate it and we built it with purpose, and three, we can maintain it and expand it with our own hands rather than relying on an external person who is not on these calls and actively dealing with our external public facing brand.
Perfect.
I'd ask you which eval system open source is your favorite, which you'd like to model our own after.
I will do research.
MIQs for the week. Last thing we're doing today. Last week you said, what info can we give to artists and labels which they do not already have, which is truly necessary? And then you had another one, can Sid ship faster than Suites? I said, how do we increase focused, impactful dev time? And what scraping data is missing to provide the segments we desire to create? As well as what web components can we display to verify the social proof of all the data we are scraping so musicians clearly see our scraping is effective? Do you want to start?
Yeah. What info can artists and labels, which they, what can we give to artists and labels which they do not have, which is truly necessary? I still think that is like the main MIQ for holistically, but my main MIQ this week is what specific product issues would prevent our free trial users from converting to paid customers and why? And that is the question.
Delete and can Sid ship faster than Suites?
I don't know. Kenny, what do you think? What do you think, Suites?
Well,
how we do this week?
Let's check. So on my side, in the past week, and one of the questions is, are we filtering specifically on Recoup, or are we talking overall shipment?
No.
Week, Jad shipped 33 tickets. I shipped 32 tickets.
God damn it. All right.
This is across the board, though, so not just in Recoup.
You win.
And then on Sid's side, last Monday would have been the 10th. Do we have anything going back to the 10th? No, we don't. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 from Sid, specifically on Recoup. From me, we've got 30 limited across the board on things that I shipped. If we're focusing on Recoup, I don't know if this list is exclusive. What did I share? Reasoning.
No, we just started this.
One.
I don't know if it counts.
And then I think I have 2 that are documented in here. So if we're only counting what's documented in this channel, Sid has 5 and I have 2, so Sid wins. If we're documenting it off of what I actually shipped across the board to what Sid shipped, how would you like to track this moving forward?
I gotta set my game up. No, I don't know. We don't have to track.
Okay. I'm gonna leave this question because it makes me smile. Good on your side. On my side, I'm gonna reduce what scraping data is missing. I think we overall got that one answered. What web components we do want to answer. I'm gonna delete all these and focus on just one. What is the simplest? What is the? No. And I scrape Instagram followers in a deployed environment with scrape Instagram followers in a deployed environment. Not locally on my machine, deployed somewhere else. How can I scrape Instagram followers in a deployed environment? You written down your MIQ? Well, let me send it.
I have it all over.
I'll send this in our Slack so that you can chat. Okay. We all good on this list?
Yeah.
All right, we're coming back into wrap up time. We had one comment that we haven't gotten to talk about yet. Need to learn how to automate faceless videos at free of cost. I have not seen anybody commenting on LinkedIn, so this is proof that people are watching my LinkedIn live, which is surprising.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I don't know if this comment is adding any value because right now we're not doing anything with faceless videos, but thank you for commenting, Aftab Hussein. Appreciate everybody who tuned in. Anything else you want to cover before we start the call to actions and wrapping up?
Yeah, I want to show you something real quick before we go. So I got this that just came in.
Is that friend?
It's Pennant by Limitless, and it's just a always on recorder that then feeds every conversation into AI, so you have forever context. Fucking fire, bro. Let's go. Forever context. I'm so excited about this. It just came in today.
Okay, so you just put it on. You haven't gotten any data from it yet?
So the Pennant just came in today. They have an app that's like very similar to like a note taking AI note taking app in your meetings, which you can do that as well. But like their like summarization, however they're getting their summaries and all that stuff is really fucking fire. Like their action steps, etc. So I've been using that over the last week, but now I'm just really excited because like now I have this as well. So it's like tracking like every single fucking combo, or like if Alessa's is like, yo, I need you to go to the grocery store and pick up X, Y, and Z, I could just go to the grocery store and then just pull out my app, be like, yo, what did she say again? And it'll just be like, oh, she said oranges, bro. Go get the orange. like it's fucking wild, man. It's really, really cool so far.
I'm excited to hear your experience using it.
Right. Other than that, I'm just I'm vibing. How's everything else?
There's always more to ship. Going to be shipping Instagram followers, and I want to get that done. Job's still not done with segment chats, so I'm glad that our attention's still here because it keeps pushing more tension on me. It feels like steam is building and there's a valve closed, and there's that pressure that's like, why are we still here? And then there's the like, we're cooking.
We're cooking, bro.
Yeah.
We're cooking. Did you show anybody else your new segment algorithm besides me?
You mean the new outputted names, like the new segments that are being generated?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Show some people. Go show some people. See like their reaction of like, here's your old, like TK was the first person you showed segments to. I'd be curious to see like, hey, here's the new segment names. What do you feel? Like, you think better or worse? Because that'll give you some like ammo to be like, oh yeah, we're going down the right path, you know?
It's a great idea.
And then I tried Chat SDK.
How was it?
It's fire, bro.
You liked it?
Yeah, man. It's really fire. It's so simple. It's really fucking simple and intuitive.
Tell me more about your prototype. How did you test it? What was the experience?
Just downloading the repo that they have, and they have a bunch of example agents in there that you can play around with. You can create your own. So it's really easy to get started and start playing around with understanding like the handoffs, just like all of like their four like main features. But yeah, the simplicity of it is really, really dope. And so like, I'm trying to think through like implementation of that versus LangChain. Where does LangChain fall short, if at all? Have you messed with the LangGraph UI at all?
The UI, no. We are using LangGraph, but I have not played with their UI. I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, I've been just kind of diving into the agent frameworks. But yeah, I'm really I'm excited about it. And then lastly, did you see my video on Mangus AI's? I showed you the AI thing last time, like they're like replays, right?
Yeah.
Did you see that those replays are actually interactive?
No, I have not, but I did try going to Manus this morning, and I saw that I was prompted to go to a whitelist, and I forgot that you had sent that the replays are interactable. So I can skip the whitelist, go to the replays, and expand those replays to get hands-on with Manus.
Yeah, you can go into each replay, press skip replay, so it just shows you to the end, and then like scroll up and go through exactly what like you can click on everything's just interactive. So you can click and it'll open up the canvas of what it showed there. You can see what the prompt was that it asked. You can see when the user needed to say something else. And so it gives you like this, like almost like the whole user experience of what their agent's doing and when it's calling things, when it's not.
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool to see. Yeah. Because everybody's been saying it's just so fire. And so I'm just like, all right, cool. How fast can we ship something similar, but for musicians, you know?
It seems like the current interface design is start with chat and clickable artifacts that open up a big tab on the right.
Yes. Oh, that was something that I wanted to try this week as well. I didn't, but we'll add it next time though. But artifacts they have artifacts implemented in the Vercel AI SDK template.
Love that.
So I'm just going to pull those just pull their entire implementation into us.
Sounds like I like the sentiment.
Yeah, it's just starting there. But yeah, that seems like what the whole vibe is starting with chat and then it just doing the cursor thing. But then instead of opening up files, the scripts on the side, like an IDE, it's opening up like a browser window or a document or whatever it is to show the user what it's doing.
We had 1,011 people tune in. Thank you everybody for tuning in. If you got this far, make sure you click the like button, click the subscribe button, leave a comment down below of what you need help with if you're growing out your artist profile. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow.